Michela,
Yes.
tell us how you started out in your beauty career. How did you get to where you are now?
Strangely enough, it's a really interesting story because my background is completely not in beauty. My background is actually in information systems and international business. I did a business undergrad situation, and I decided that I wanted to be an entrepreneur, which is essentially what a freelancer is. And so I was like, forget this gray cubicle life, I'm out of here. And we were experiencing layoffs, so I took my severance package and I hit the ground running. I had a really strong networking background, so I just connected with who I needed to connect with and, made my way to New York.
So how did you find beauty through that?
Well, honestly, I had been doing kind of makeup on the side. I was that girl that was at the Mac counter annoying everybody because I had a zillion questions.
Mm-hmm.
I was really just trying to be cute because I had, fairly low self-esteem at that time, and I was like, okay, I'm going to get this makeup thing together. I need to get my look polished. And from there, I had a natural knack because I do have some artistic ability. And then it just grew from there. I was doing, my sister's makeup, a friend here and there. We go to the club, and they're like, can you put a little glitter on? And then, it just grew from there.
Excellent. It's a lot of it self-taught because I know you do theatrical and commercial and you kind of make people look old when they're really young, giving them wrinkles and everything. That's very, very specific. So did you have any kind of professional training?
I started out completely self-taught. I was just reading books like Kevin Aucoin, Making Faces, Wade Bandy, kind of getting my hands on any independent education that I could. So it started growing from there. And then I started taking education from master artists like Danessa Myrick, Sam Fine, and just kind of get my skill set up there. And then the other things, some of them came naturally, just kind of trusting my artistic ability.
Yeah.
Because makeup, a lot of times people just think of it as only beauty, but it is so much more than that. So the beauty aspect, that's where I began. And then it was just okay, I know to make people look prettier or to make them look beautiful. But then the more artistic things, it's really just kind of up to your own independent vision. That's how the body painting and those other things happened.
Excellent. And I love your story, moving from the gray cubicle to doing what it is that you want to do. So for a person who's actually in that gray cubicle and they want to kind of venture off on their own, what advice would you give them?
The advice that I would give them is to live your life currently and boldly, because people always think that they have time. It's I'll be able to figure this out later, eventually. But who told you that you have eventually? Nobody made that promise to you. So that was kind of a paradigm shift for me where I was I need to live my life presently and do what I want to do. And being in a gray cube 60 hours a week is not something that fulfills me. So it might work for some other people, but it just wasn't for me. So yeah, I just advise them to be bold, take that step out on faith and do what you need to do to live your full life.
Excellent. I love that. So what social stigmas have you overcome?
Well, honestly, my social stigma is really associated with how I made my transition from corporate to beauty. I am the child of two African parents, and I was born on the continent myself. If you know anything about African culture, especially West African, I'm half Nigerian, half Liberian. It's you're successful if you're a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer. And so, information systems fell under that, kind of umbrella of very concrete, secure success. So when I decided to leave my job that paid me really great money, and, I've arrived, it was my immigrant, family was I'm sorry, what? You want to do makeup? You want to paint whose face? It was, completely unacceptable. So, I had to just battle against that. I didn't really have the greatest support system until they saw, tangible results. That's how you prove to an African or even Caribbean family really that what you're doing is legitimate. It's we want to see that you're on somebody's TV, you're in somebody's magazine. So
that's success.
Yeah.
Well, do they believe you now?
Yeah, they do believe me. The first time I got paid to actually travel somewhere and they gave me a check, it was wait, they paid for your travel. Hey, they give me a check, and then it was okay, yeah, she's doing okay.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Thank you so much.
And I look forward to seeing you at the DIY Makeup Expo.
I look forward to seeing you too.
And thank you guys for watching DIY Makeup TV.